A, B, C, D, E, F, F for finish the book. A lot of times I don't know what's going on and I'm just present. These are African tulips. Hello there. Welcome to my week. This is a writing vlog and I've got a lot going on this week. I've had a lot going on this week. Currently we are Wednesday afternoon and it's really hot and I'm struggling against the urge to turn on the air conditioner. So we need to stay acclimated to this weather and just deal with it. Anyway, I'm out here on the balcony trying to tempt a breeze and catch some relative afternoon calm. It's been interesting at work, and this morning I spent about an hour standing on the rooftop that's part of a penthouse apartment, listening to people argue in Vietnamese about some water damage and just kind of being there. So some days my job is really boring and other days my job is a little bit more demanding, but also still kind of boring in that a lot of times I don't know what's going on and I'm just present. So yeah, that sums up my life pretty well. But yeah, so this after whatever happened on the rooftop happened, I went on a little outing and I'll show you what I was doing. I got some writing done today. The last time you saw me, I had just made it to 40,000 words in my Southern Gothic dystopian creepy manuscript, and now it's about a week later. No, it's about 2 weeks later. See, I'm present, but I don't know what's going on. That's the theme. That might be the title of this vlog. But yeah, it's maybe close to 2 weeks later, and I've written about 8,500 words. Last night, I feel like I was coming up on 48,000 words, and today I managed to write about 500 while I was out, and I'm planning to do some more writing tonight. And then tomorrow I have my second meeting with my in-person critique partner, who's a brand new person who I met on the internet, who lives in my city. And the last time we met up, we just kind of sat and chatted for hours about books and writing processes and the state of the world and just life in general. She's really nice, so it's fun to have someone to go and drink tea with and chat with. And yeah, she's reading not only the current manuscript that I'm working on, she also asked to read the book that I'm querying, so that's fun. And she likes creepy, dark, weird stuff also. It's a match made in hell. A lot of my stress this week, though, has been kind of work-related and health-related, and that I'm not in bad health shape. I just don't sleep. Even when I do go to bed, I just don't sleep well. I think something's really wrong with the inside of my nose, and the doctor has confirmed that there's something wrong with the inside of my nose. So I'm continuously kind of trying new medications for that, and I drove down to see the doctor yesterday, and yeah, it's just been hot, and I keep having to go outside. Yeah, but here I am complaining about the weather when honestly, and I love living in the tropics. The hottest days are difficult, but I really do love summertime year-round. It's good for my soul. I get in a really bad place when I'm in the northern hemisphere in winter. One of the things that I would like to explore in the vlog this week is what it's like to write away from home. Like writing in paradise is one way to describe it. Some people might say writing as an expat, but I hate calling myself an expat because it sounds too close to sexpat, and that's totally not what I am. In my mind, I describe myself as an alien, but that has a lot of connotations too. I'm not an immigrant because I haven't moved here with the intention to stay forever and integrate myself into the community. Writing in another country as sort of an alien or as like a foreign entity is really good for the writing process. I think it's really good for inspiration. Just a sudden jump in topic. I just came back from the little supermarket and they did not have any carrots, which I find hard to handle as a northern hemisphere person. And honestly, carrots are a huge part of Vietnamese cooking too, so I don't know how people are surviving this. So there were no carrots, which totally threw a wrench in what I was planning to make for dinner. So now I'm gonna have to pivot and make something different. I'm gonna make one of my other specialty dishes that's not hard to prepare at all, called rainbow eggs. I guess I'll show you a little snippet of that process. And yeah, I'll try to catch up with you again after I survive bedtime and bath time. If I survive bedtime and bath time, if I'm still awake and functional, I will catch up with you and talk a little bit about where I am in the manuscript, what the midpoint is shaping up to look like, and what the hell's going on with Save the Cat, because I'm having a rough time. My kids are swimming with Miss T right now, and they are due back any minute, and then it will be chaos. So yeah, okay. So today is Thursday. I was right in thinking that bedtime and bath time were going to be difficult, and they were, and I was just so wiped out that I didn't write at all last night. But that's okay. I take time off if I need time off. Instead of writing, I did some reading. I read the work that my critique partner sent me so that I could have some comments to give to her today. I'm getting ready for work. I'm pretty low maintenance. I don't really try all that hard, and some people might say that's a good thing, and some people might disagree. Anyway, so today's going to be a busy day. I have quite a few things going on. I'm going to work now, and then I should only have to stay a couple of hours. Then I can come home, grab some lunch. I have to teach one class this afternoon. It's a conversation class with an adult, so it's not terribly taxing or challenging. I might even have some time to write a little bit between work and the class. And then this afternoon, I'm going to go and meet with my new critique partner and see what she has to say about my manuscript, my work in progress manuscript, and I will share what she told me and talk about how I'm going to implement. Hopefully she has a lot of comments and I'll be able to implement them. And yeah, I have zero makeup technique. I just spackle some on wherever I have something that needs some work. I don't use any tools. I am really bad at this. But like I said, low maintenance. Mama doesn't care. Mama's just trying to survive day to day. And hopefully I can get through a day without someone telling me, oh gosh, you look so tired. Shut up. So another thing that's kind of been weighing on me the past few days is that I got a message from work and they're talking about whether or not I should actually be a full-time employee, which I don't think I've ever been more conflicted about a professional dilemma in my life, in terms of what to do about my career, is becoming more difficult because now I have a lot of other people in my life to think about. And yeah, being full-time would mean making 3 times as much money as I currently make, which, would be great, nice. But also, I really like being there to pick my daughter up after school and to drop her off in the morning. And I really like coming home in the middle of the day and seeing my baby and spending time with her. And she's turning 2 in August, so she's not so much a baby anymore. And it's probably time that I get more of my own life back. And still, of course, my life will be about my kids, but I could be kind of doing more to improve myself. Yeah, it's challenging. So I've been thinking a lot about that, and that's definitely been a distraction from writing for me, is like sending these messages back and forth and kind of talking to my husband, talking to Miss T about how much she can help during the day, and like if we could extend her hours a little bit. But yeah. And how would I adapt as a new writer, trying to make time to write anyway, and then adding more and more and more work responsibility on top of that. And I really have been liking starting a YouTube channel, so I want to continue doing that. And like, how am I going to fit it all in? That's really the big question. But maybe they'll come back to me and say, we can't afford you, and then this whole thing will be moot, and I will get to go back to the way things have been, which is honestly kind of ideal. So yeah, I need to stop stressing about this, but that's kind of the name of the game for me. It's like, worry about something that's not happening. Yeah, I love to do that. Catastrophize all day. Yeah, I have terrible eyebrow technique too. Tell me about it in the comments. Like, I want to talk also like a tiny bit about my manuscript. I'll probably come back to that also later. But so as of yesterday, I am right around 49,000 words, and the midpoint is elusive. So I should be at the midpoint by now probably, and I'm just not quite there. I think this chapter that I'm going to be writing today is either the midpoint or the one right before it. So if I'm at 50,000 words, am I too late in the manuscript? Like, this is second draft kind of talk. Like, I need to focus on just writing the damn book and like putting the words on the page and getting from A, B, C, D, E, F for finish the book. But at the same time, like, I wish I had a better system and a better plan, but that's what plotting is for, and I don't do that right now, and I haven't really tried doing that. Maybe with the next book, and that could alleviate this kind of drafting concern. Although I will say it's not holding me back. Like, when I sit down to write, I just write what I feel like comes next. And I keep telling myself, well, the second draft me is going to have to deal with this. And we'll see how second draft me feels about that in a couple months when the first draft is actually done and I'm ready to look at it. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. Slightly better. Doesn't look good, but I don't care. Okay. Fine. Good enough. It still don't look like young, but we can't have everything, right? So yeah, next is work, and I'm gonna check in on some of my favorite plants. So I'll take you down to see some of my favorite plants. I feel like the botanical diversity of writing away from home is so interesting because, like, I have all of the plants of my childhood in my mind. Like, I grew up on a farm, so I spent a ton of time outside, and not just outside like at the park or like in my front yard. Like, I spent time like outside. And so yeah, I spent a lot of time surrounded by plants, and now I'm in a new place with a lot of different flowers and plants, and that, yeah, it really gets me thinking, and it gives me like multiple points of reference, and I like to describe a lot of plants in my work. So let's go down there. Let's go down there. Let's see some plants. And yeah, come with me.
Ooh, there's no place we can go. Ooh, my home is when I'm alone with you.
Hey, it's Friday, May 16th. It's another hot one. But I did wake up in a fantastic mood today because I woke up to a full request. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to sit down now and calm myself down and get through the process of actually sending the manuscript over. It's ready, it's done. I have the file. Each time I've gotten a full request, it's like I feel like I need to look at the book one more time before I send it. It's ready in my mind, it's ready, but I just need to reassure myself that I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it today. I'm gonna send it right away. That's motivation to send a few more queries because the query letter, it seems to be okay. Yeah, I need to work on my manuscript. Yesterday I came home from meeting with my critique partner and I just kind of got wrapped up in mom stuff and general fatigue and I ended up writing only about 150 words and then I was literally asleep sitting up in this chair, so I dragged myself off to bed. But I'm hoping to do some more writing today, do a little bit better today. And yeah, I'm going to go out and make a little bit of an afternoon for myself before I have to get into the mom duties of the weekend. But okay, cool. But yeah, full request. So excited. Okay. Yep.
You know how Mr. Rogers changes his sweater? I just changed my glasses. Not that I'm anywhere near Mr. Rogers. So I'm wondering how bad the audio actually is because I'm sitting in an outdoor cafe. It's nice to be outside and there is really nobody around. It's gorgeous. And there's a pool over there. And I love riding with a view on a pool, even if I'm not in the pool. So I did send the manuscript to the agent that requested it, and that pressure is off now. But in another way, the pressure is on now because now I'm going to be checking back to see if she responded, and like I'm still waiting on the manuscript that's out with an agent who's had it for months now, and it's unhealthy to check like the submissions part of the data explorer because I can see that she rejected some manuscripts that she got before mine. She offered on two that are different genres, and then the manuscripts that have come in after mine, she's rejected several of those. So I'm like, is she reading mine? Did she get it? She never confirmed receipt, so like maybe she didn't get it, or maybe she's still reading it, maybe she's sitting on it and thinking about it, maybe it's going to be a revise and resubmit, or I don't know. I don't know. All I can do is just drink smoothies in like beautiful cup. Like I love the stem on this. It's gorgeous. But yeah, I'll have to give this place a really nice review on Google Maps because yeah, it's cute and it's like in an old house. It looks like it's nice. So my plan for this afternoon, I have to do school pickup in a couple of hours here, but I'm going to look at some agents to query for my first manuscript. And then I'm going to try to do some work on my Southern Gothic dystopian work in progress because my critique partner is so sweet. And when I showed up to meet with her yesterday, the first thing she said wasn't hi, it wasn't hello. She said, "I don't think you can write fast enough to keep me happy," meaning she wants to know what happens next in my work in progress. And she said I've got her at a point where there's so much tension that she's like stressed for my main character. She told me she had a dream, like a nightmare inspired by my work, and I was like, that's the best, that's the highest compliment you could give me because I want to inhabit your brain and I want to send you to another place.
and make you crave the next chapter. That's my goal. She's very nice. I think she's still kind of feeling me out and doesn't want to give me anything that would be perceived as like a negative critique at this stage. She's just kind of gassing me up and making me want to keep writing faster and write more to give to her. And I'm reading her work, which is something that she said she usually writes horror, but her current work in progress is a found family fantasy kind of thing, but it's low fantasy, so it's something I can really get into. So I'm having a good time with that, and it's kind of already she's kind of widening my horizons in terms of reading and maybe writing too. So that's really good. I think that meeting her has been super beneficial for my process and just for my like mental well-being, because it is somewhat isolating when you're away from home. It's hard to find people who speak your language and share your interests. Getting those two things to kind of line up, and also having someone around the same age, so she gets all of my old lady references, and we have a lot of the same like cultural touchstones, even though we're from different countries, different English speaking countries. We can still like, she can be like, remember Gattaca? And I'm like, yeah, Gattaca, okay. It's really fun to have that kind of a connection with somebody. So yeah, thank you, internet. Yet again, you brought wonderful people into my life. Back into the query trenches, into the fray we go. Some interesting things about querying away from home is that I'm somewhat conflicted about who to query, meaning as a US citizen and as someone who's very culturally American, I have been querying agents in the US, of course. I queried a few Canadian agents too, but I've been steering clear of the UK because I think the book I'm querying isn't really good for the UK market. I don't think there are no characters from the UK, and I just don't think it fits their sensibility. But I did do some poking around to see if there are any agencies that are specifically, focused on works about Southeast Asia and featuring Southeast Asian settings. And I did run across some agencies out of India that might be possibly good fits for it. But I also found an agency I think it's UK connected. They're specifically trying to pick up authors based in Southeast Asia. And they did say there is like so much to read on their website, and they do seem really particular about who those authors are and what their backgrounds are. And for example, there was a long paragraph stating basically, if your name is like, I'm paraphrasing here, but like if your name's Bill and you've been in Hong Kong for 5 years and you still don't know how to use chopsticks, we're probably not the agency for you. So they're willing to entertain the idea of authors who are not ethnically Asian, but who have been living in an Asian country for a number of years and might be well placed to talk about it. But yeah, it always comes back to the question of like, are you the best person to tell this story? And are you really qualified to write a book about Asia if you're not Asian? I don't know. Yeah, that's been kind of something I've been thinking about a lot. But the fact that I have gotten some requests from agents in the U.S., has been motivating and has kind of confirmed to me that I'm allowed to write this book and I'm allowed to query this book. But I think I will maybe submit to that agency that's based in the UK and is like actively seeking authors that are based in Southeast Asia and just see how it goes, or based in Asia in general. I don't think they specified Southeast Asia. Maybe they did. I need to go back and do more research, but yeah. So that's kind of what's going to consume me this afternoon. I'm going to write a little bit and then it'll be school pickup time. And that's all my update for now. I will try, if I'm conscious and functional, I will try to talk a little bit more tonight and give some updates on how my work in progress is going. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, gonna write now. Good evening. It's really more like good night because it's 12 minutes after midnight. So technically Saturday, but really it's Friday night for me. And yeah, I haven't had it in me to write a whole lot, but I did put some words down. Um, just barely over 100 really. But the more important thing that I was doing tonight was to read back through my manuscript a little bit and kind of I was thinking about the things that my new critique partner said about it, and yeah, kind of getting myself amped up for writing the midpoint. Hopefully this weekend I will find time to tackle the midpoint. Um, but also in recent days I've been thinking more about how I don't know if I really even want to try to do Save the Cat, or maybe I should think more about the structure after I've already written the first draft, which is maybe counterintuitive, but I think that maybe that's what would work better for me in this situation, or in all situations, really. I think I am a lot more of a pantser, and I just like it that way. Um, I was thinking a lot about the first act of this book and how I think that my catalyst might happen, you know, 12 hours before the first chapter. And no, there's not like a prologue. I mean, like, I feel like the reader drops in and the catalyst has already happened, but the main character doesn't know it yet. So, and I think maybe the reader doesn't realize it until almost the midpoint that the thing they thought was the catalyst actually wasn't, if that makes sense. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that like there are three thing there well, there's the one big thing that happens off page before the book even starts. There are really two events that happen, I want to say almost back to back. What happens where at the point where you would normally see like the catalyst and then break into two, those two events are like boom boom. Yeah, basically I feel like my first act doesn't really fit the Save the Cat structure. I don't know if I really want all of those elements, and yeah, I think it's okay to not write with a structure. I'm just not going to do it. And like the idea that I'm not going to do it is somewhat freeing to me. Like I'm kind of looking forward to it more, knowing that I'm not going to have to meet any kind of structural goals or like focus too much on any kind of craft stuff, and just really just write the story the way I want to write the story. That's what's fun about this anyway. I haven't been very productive in terms of word count these past several days, but I mean I have written some and I've been keeping moving, and I feel like now that I have this critique partner who's kind of hungry for the rest of the story, that's like a great motivation to keep it going and try to complete this first draft as soon as possible, because honestly the things she's saying aren't critiques, but she's asking a lot of really good questions. I need to stop thinking so much about all of this structural stuff and leave a lot of these questions to second draft me, because first draft me needs to just write the first draft. And yeah, but it has been really great to get some feedback, because with my first book, I didn't get any feedback on the first draft as it was happening. Not until I had like completed it, and then I let some people read it. But yeah, it's a different experience kind of to share like an unfinished, fully unpolished thing, thing that you've that I haven't really even fully read through. She made some comments about a few things, and I was like, wait, did I write that? I couldn't remember. I must have been totally like exhausted and kind of partially blacked out. Okay, well, maybe this is where I leave this vlog, because I'm pretty tired and the weekend is just going to be utter chaos. So, yeah, I think that's it. But thanks for watching my vlog. Thanks for sticking with me. See you. Bye.